guys, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of Music Row Hideout, the show where we hang out with artists, musicians, and entertainers in Waylon Jennings' old basement studio. My name is Jury, and as always, gathered here with co-host Ryan Poole. I'll pass it to introduce the guests.
Well, tonight on a very special episode of Music Row Hideout, and by the way, I just thought I always say tonight because, just spoiler alert, it is tonight when we film this, but
Always is.
people probably listen to this in the morning, maybe a lot of times.
I listened to it this morning.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you're
So
hearing
you're just
it,
being rude,
you're
Ryan.
feeling really out of... Yeah, I should say, and in this moment in time, this
Or just hello.
non-distinct time of day. Yeah, I hate everything about my intro, actually.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I also say on a very special episode, and it's like
Every time.
week, so how special is that? But we got into a good banter for a while where I would say a very special episode, and he would be like,
Very
"Yep."
special.
Yeah, or like
But I
the
stopped
most
that.
special. It was very like sarcastic. I loved it. Anyway, today, whenever you're hearing this, we have Starletta, also known as Billy.
Yes. Artist formerly known as.
And he is a artist, I want to call you synth-wave, but we're about to dive into that. But you are an indie artist from Youngstown, Ohio, but now living in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned this, let's just dive in on this. You said synthy country. I listened to your stuff. I'm like, oh, he's kind of like a synth-wave, cool synth artist. And then you mentioned synth country. What the hell is that?
So I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
This is like a newer thing.
Making it up as you go along.
We're
Yeah,
like new
pretty
singles
much.
called Neon Cowboy, right?
Yeah, the record's called Neon Cowboy, and like there's a couple songs on it. Like I was never like super into country until I started learning how to sing. Well, until I got like broken up with like a bajillion years ago. And then I was like,
Yeah.
this stuff kind of makes sense.
Got broken up with, bought a truck, got a dog,
Yeah,
and you're
you
like,
know.
maybe this is for me.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. But yeah, I just like when I moved here to do artist stuff, and I moved here because I want to try to like produce popco. I love it. I know it's like sacrilegious to be like I want to produce like the trap
pop
drums.
country.
Yeah.
Popco.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
I've
it
never
called
heard
that,
that
but I'm sure
phrase.
they all say that, and that makes so much sense.
I might have only heard it once, and I'm like, I'm just rolling with
I'm using
it.
it
yeah.
forever now.
Yeah.
I like it. I
love
actually like
popco.
popco better than pop country, I think,
Yeah.
as a genre.
Yeah, it like separates it a little enough.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
it seem like it's something new and fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I like both so much. Like I love 80s music. I grew up on it, and I like synth stuff, and I really like country. Like my voice fits country really well. And I had a conversation like earlier in the year before I started writing the record with one of my friends. He was like, one of my friends sent him a video of me doing karaoke, and I only exclusively do country songs when I do karaoke. And he was like, your voice is like really good for that. And I was like, yeah, but I like what I'm doing now. Like I really like it. And he's like, you should just do it. And then I like had a conversation with my manager, and I was like, I think we should just do both at the same time. And like,
Why not?
yeah, and like we were like halfway through writing the record, and it had not come up yet. Like I knew I wanted the album to be called that, but for like branding purposes.
Yeah.
And then I had someone who did saxophone, Gabby Rose, who she's on tour with the Jonas Brothers right now, which is crazy.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
But like she had done sax on a song I did last year, and I texted her. I was like, hey, can you like do another solo on one of the songs? She's like, no, I'm not available. And my friend just learned how to play steel guitar, and I was like, dude, this is perfect. I'm using you instead. Like, so like half the songs have sax solos, and then a few of them have steel on them, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sonically blend the both because like, fuck it, why
Yeah.
not? Like I don't care at this point. I was like, this is fun. It's like kind of tongue in cheek, but it is really two things I like a lot, and I've never really heard anyone do it in like a synthwave aspect.
Yeah.
Like the country thing kind of is leaking into like metal and rock as like an aesthetic, but I don't really hear it like musically, and I really do like both, and I would like to do both more. So we're just trying it out, see what happens.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting is like genre doesn't really mean anything anymore, I feel like.
No.
Like it used to be like you had rock bands and then country artists and now it's all kind of just the same.
Yeah.
You know, there's a
It's-
few standouts that are, you know, they're a separate thing, but like 90% of bands are just indie.
They just do whatever they want. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I like in indie pop and like where I technically would fall in, like because I feel like I'm more indie pop but then synthwave. As much as I love synthwave and I love the production, I think I tend to write more in like an indie pop lane.
Yeah.
But like the production elements are there sometimes with the synthwave. It can get a little homogenous sometimes. So I'm like, what can I do to like
Be
just
different. Yeah.
be a little different to like stand
Right.
out? And I think that's what it is. We'll find
So
out.
where does the country part come into the synth pop sound? Is it vocally? Is it like more just like aesthetically? Is it lyrically?
It's kind of like, I mean, aesthetically for sure. The record is just like we have neon cowboy hats that light up for like merch. So it's just like, but my voice is deep. So like I tend to sing, and I learned how to sing from country music. So like there's some words that I just naturally sing with like a tiny draw, and I can't get rid of it. And I think it just like fits my voice to sing lower. And I mainly it's just like the steel guitar. I was like, this just sounds really cool. But like I do want to try to do more of like a blend of like the songwriter thing that you hear a lot in Nashville. I think I have like the syndrome where I'm like, well, everyone around me is like writing like this, so I think I gotta do it. But I really do like the music, so it's like a combination of it. I really like the branding. To me, it's like a little tongue in cheek, where it's like cowboy, like yeehaw, like I totally like, I dress like this, but like every
just
song
like a cowboy.
is about like crying over some girl.
Yeah, for those who are just listening, he's dressed exactly like a cowboy. Chaps, cowboy hat, the whole deal.
Half of my wardrobe at this point is from Love's gas stations. Like I literally this shirt specifically is from Amazon, but like I have those like trucker meme t-shirts where they're like real specific. I love them.
Real specific.
I love them so much. It's just like it's funny to me a little bit.
Catch me at the Loves in Paducah.
It's just I mean honestly, but you joke about that, but like the more like obscure, or not obscure, but like if there's the least populated the area is, if there's a Loves around, the better the shirts are. I guarantee it. Because if you go to a Loves here, it's like Nashville. It's like they try to be like a little bit more
Music City.
Yeah, but if it's like if it's like in the middle of nowhere at a truck stop, it's like my wife is a trucker and she'll beat your ass. And like I love those shirts. They're just so funny to me. So that's like all I wear now at shows is like cargo camo pants and like Loves t-shirts.
The vibes remind me a lot of a producer we had on recently. His name's John Class.
I was thinking the same thing, mainly because of the shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
100%.
He had a hot cross bun shirt on. I had a recorder spinning with fire. It was amazing. Best shirt I've ever seen.
No idea what that shirt was.
Hot cross buns?
Yeah.
It's about hot cross buns. Obviously. One of the most famous songs there ever was.
Yeah, but like as a shirt form,
there was like that weird period. I guess it doesn't really happen as much anymore, but like a few years ago when like those hyper specific Facebook ad t-shirts were showing up where it's like my aunt's born in July and like is from Indiana and like she's
there's all those like dropship companies.
Like they like mine your data and they're like, this is your whole life on a t-shirt. You want to buy it? Like that, and it's like really shitty like Photoshop like that. Like it's just like hard fonts. It's now people are like, I want those. Give me that. I want every shirt I see like that. That's like most of my wardrobe at this point.
Man. Well, at least you got a thing.
I mean, we're figuring it out as we go.
Figuring it out. One at a time.
But like a lot of like the aesthetic stuff is like I do want to try to. I don't want to do like country aesthetic. I do like the way I explained it to my team when we were doing this stuff, when we were like building all the branding for the record, was I want it to look like a cowboy got dropped in a synth-wave aesthetic and like that's it. Like he's so out of place in everything else going on. Where the opposite is normally just like more Western leaning focus, and then like maybe the music is like kind of 80s. I want it to be. We haven't fully leaned into it, I think, as hard as we can, which we have plans to do some stuff, which I think will definitely like really put the nail in the coffin.
Gotta get a horse.
Eventually.
Or at least a motorcycle.
I need like
Motor
the
horse.
Beyonce Renaissance album artwork because she's on that like glamour horse. I guess she's kind of doing it too. She's like
she stole your idea.
I'm suing Beyonce. No,
let me know how that goes.
It probably will go horrendous. I'm so broke already.
So your brand is like a cowboy was like minding his own business and found a Tetris machine and got sucked inside.
Basically,
okay.
yeah. Like it just kind of.
I'd watch that movie.
I'm working on it.
But like that also has to have a time travel.
It's got to have a time travel element.
He's a cowboy in the 1800s and a Tetris machine gets like time machine dropped into the 1800s and he gets sucked inside.
Legitimately one of my favorite genres of movie is guy taken and put somewhere out of his element. I don't know what that is called. There's probably a word for it in like cinema.
Fish out of water.
Maybe fish out of water. But
Yeah.
what's the old with Brendan Fraser?
There's a few.
Blast from the
Encino
Past
Man
and
Blast
Encino
from the
Man.
Past.
The same movie. They're the same movie. Yeah.
We just like mirrored each other. On that.
But
we didn't both have to say both. We could have just
Would Kung Fury fall into that category, or that's like more? Have you seen that?
I know what it is. I don't think I've seen it.
It's like 30 minutes. It's like one of those first like.
Oh, yeah.
It was like one of the
You've
really
seen
big
this.
first like Kickstarter like programs or like
Yeah.
They funded everything through Kickstarter when it was like fresh. It's like half an hour long, but it's obnoxious. Like David Hasselhoff did the theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
and it's
that.
like really, really cheesy 80s.
Yeah,
but
it's like synth-wave as a movie.
Yeah, basically, but it's like the concept is like he's Karate Kid, but also a cop, and like basically Hitler comes back to the 80s and is like,
oh, I've definitely seen clips of this.
yeah, so
Yes.
it's ridiculous, but it's like that.
There's a
where it's
dinosaur
like
in it,
nothing.
right?
He's a cop. The dinosaur is also a cop.
Obviously, Ryan.
So like everything is so out of place. Is he pulling it up already?
He pulled up
Yeah,
he had the cover up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, they're
but-
fighting Nazis and
Yeah.
doing crazy over the top.
Well, it's not
kung
it's not
fu.
Hitler. It's Kung Führer.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it definitely like out of place everything.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
really good. It's really short. I would watch it if you
Yeah.
haven't.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't
that's
know if
like-
I've seen it or not, but
I feel like you must have. Like Travis would definitely.
yeah, I
be
probably like saw it. I mean, how long ago was it? I'm guessing like
Probably like 2014, 2015.
yeah. So maybe I saw it back then. I don't know.
Yeah, but like kind of that idea where it's like that when you watch the movie, you're like, this is clearly for like a comedic aspect.
Yeah.
And like I do genuinely like. I love synthwave. I grew up on 80s music. It's like huge influence on me. And I learned how to sing like Luke Combs. I saw Luke Combs. I was like, this dude doesn't look like a singer, but he sounds like he's like one of the best voices to come out of the last like 20, 30 years. So like if he could do it, I could figure it out. And I had never sang until I found him. And I was like, well, these are two things that are really big influences for me. So like I want to do that. I want to try to find a way to do them like musically together. But a lot of the visual is like the tongue-in-cheek aspect. But the music part, I do try to, I take it serious enough to where like
Right.
it doesn't sound like I'm goofing around. But if you look at it, it's like, this is kind of what's going on here.
Well, you have a little fun with it. You should.
Yeah. I'm just a silly guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
I can't all be serious because like all the songs are so personal and like about like stuff. There's some songs I can't play because I will cry on stage, and I've done it, and I will do it again. But I'm trying not to do it as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So like if I can put some element of like humor and like whimsy in it, then like it kind of balances it out. It gives me like an out where like if I start to feel like really deep into my emotions, I can just tilt into the humor a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's like sardonic, where like you laugh at the pain
Yeah.
kind of thing, where it's just like, haha, I'm doing horrible, and then let's go to the next song.
Yeah.
So like I try to do that with the branding as much as I can.
Well, I think this is a great time for us to actually like play one of those songs and show people a little bit of what you sound like. Caveat, I know this from talking to you, like we're about to do it acoustic,
Yes.
but typically you have synths in there, and
so many computers.
so this is a whole different take on the song. So people should definitely look you up on Spotify. We'll play
Yes.
one of those at the end, and they can hear the full production. But what are you going to play acoustic, giving us a new perspective on it?
So this one is probably like the closest to the branding, like the neon cowboy as we got on the record. This one's called Secondhand, and it's it's probably it's one of my favorite songs on the album. This song is about a girl wanting nothing to do with you. This one's called Secondhand.
You never call me, I'm getting tired of your voicemail. Didn't see it coming, I'm blindsided by the way I feel. Walk through the smoke from your cigarette, I inhaled it all trying to hold my breath. Now my friends know all about you, but I'm a secret you keep instead. So disposable, but addicted to the high, caught in the undertow. Now I'm playing with her fire, fire. On the way down we're finding out how I'm all you never think about. This was never part of the plan, how we've become so secondhand. She doesn't know what she's looking for. Her apathy is starting to show. She takes me off like all her clothes, wears me once then lets me go. Walk through the smoke from your cigarette. You laugh while I try and catch my breath. And your friends don't know about me. Now I'm a secret you hold instead. So disposable, but addicted to the high, caught in the undertow. Now I'm playing with her fire, fire. On the way down we're finding out how I'm all you never think about. This was never part of the plan, how we've become so secondhand. Become so secondhand. So disposable, whoa, but addicted to the high, caught in the undertow. Now I'm playing with her fire, fire. On the way down we're finding out how I'm all you never think about. This was never part of the plan, how we've become so secondhand.
I mean, I went to the gym last week and my shoulders hurt for the first time in my life, and I was like, "This is not a good start. This is bad."
Yeah.
Wesley says, I'm 30 in the world's smallest font.
It's so tiny.
I have been having my I'm approaching 30 crisis, where
Yes.
like, especially because I'm single and I'm like, I'm 30. I'm getting close to 30. I don't know what's going on. I gotta figure it out. But I'm still like, I'm not. I mean, like even like 35 is like 25 now.
Is
I
it?
feel.
Yeah.
Is
I feel
it?
so.
Or are
Yes.
you just saying that because
Yes.
you're past 25
it definitely is. I mean, like one,
He's right.
economically, there's no way that anything, because my parents had me when they were in their mid 20s. I would vomit thinking of having a kid at 24. Like there's just no. I made $12 an hour. Like no one's ready for a kid at that age.
Yeah.
Anymore.
now? A lot of people got them though. And
Oh, yeah,
and I
I mean-
watch their lives and most.
Are we doing,
I have
doing this show right now?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah.
I mean, I have.
You
I've-
never said we're back.
I've got.
And we're back. There we go.
I mean, like not half. I'm going through my discography. Most of my songs are about someone having a kid in their 20s. That was that was not with me.
Oh,
While we were together, though. So like,
Whoa.
yeah, sick, bro. Anyways,
yeah.
Is that
fine.
the songs that make you cry?
no. Surprisingly, no. The one that
They're about your dog, aren't they? Just kidding.
man, I miss him. No, like the one that makes me get like really emotional is like the one that blew up, because like when I lived before I moved here, I lived in Ohio, and I was at the
Youngstown.
time, yes, I was living in my grandpa's basement, and I was so broke, like I couldn't afford rent anymore, but I was planning on moving here, and my grandpa like snowbirds to Florida, so he was like, you can live in my house for 6 months, no one's gonna be there, but you got to be out by this day because you're moving to Nashville. I had this plan with like all my friends, and I was like, okay, I had put out like a couple songs, and like nothing was going on. I mean, it was during the pandemic, and like my friends listened to them, and that might have been it. I like paid for some playlisting, and that was it.
Yeah.
But like I started putting stuff on TikTok, and then I like started writing the one that has like the most crying in Miami is like the big one for me. And like I had posted a video of me like writing it, and I had just written 2 lines, and I woke up and it had like within 3 days it had like 1.5 million views, and I was like, I had 40 monthly listeners, and then within a month I had like over 100,000.
Damn.
And like I rushed the song out in a week, and it like I had enough money to move here because I was broke. Like I was like, I'll figure it out, I guess. Yeah. And I like literally like the week before I got here, I got like the first royalty check from it, and I was like, oh, okay, now I can actually afford to move. I was just like sending it, like we'll figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So like, that one makes me emotional because like it literally changed my
your life. Yeah. Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I was in a metal band when that
How many
happened.
plays does a song have to get for you to feel comfortable about moving?
Well,
that's very personal to each person.
So it like if roughly on Spotify, because like Spotify's
Wesley already brought it up.
Yeah, so
You can see it's almost to 3 million.
it does
Wow.
make me feel good that it's not the number one, because I had a long period of time where I was like, I'm never gonna have this happen again. This was an accident. So
Yeah.
like
Oh,
because the internet is just, it does what it does. You're at the mercy of computer algorithms,
Right.
And like I had proof. I'm like, if people know who I am, it will do well. But if they don't, I'm just doing the work that I've been doing for the last 10 years. Like I was in a metalcore band for years. When I made that, I was like, my metal band was like my main focus. And then when that happened, I was like, we toured and everything. We didn't do well, but like we toured and like it was my everything. And then when that happened, I was like, see ya. Like, sorry. I mean,
Fucking metal.
yeah, I mean, I listen to it every now and then, but like, you know, a lot of what the songs are about a relationship failing from trying to pursue music. So I was like, this is what I wanted. Like this is, it's kind of starting to work for me. I was like, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. So like, but on Spotify, if it depends on what country it gets streamed in, how much you get paid. I've learned in the last few months, but like, if
Paraguay, nada.
the Philippines, it's
Philippines.
Who pays the most?
the UK pays a lot more than the States, but like the States is the biggest market, so like that's usually but it's like roughly every 1 million streams gives you about, in the States, gives you about $4,000 if nobody's on the song. So like
nobody else you have to split
no one
it
else.
with,
I
that's what
didn't,
you mean.
because like I did that on my own. Like I just split. I just took everything.
Yeah.
But like, and it takes 3 months to get paid. So like that happened in February. I had to be out by May. I lived here in May.
So it's like
and
perfect
then
timing.
I literally I got paid a week prior, and then I came here and I paid my like deposit on my apartment. I was like, okay, I'm not broke.
Yeah.
Well, I'm broke again, but like I had the money to do it, so like, that's fine.
But I think that if my head math is right, that translates to 40 cents per 1,000 plays.
Every
I'm not a mathologist.
Every 1,000 plays is about like $4. $4. Every 100,000 is 400. So
right, okay.
Yeah.
I was one decimal off there, but okay.
Yeah, but
$4
other
per
countries
1,000.
pay less.
Which is a big deal, by the way.
Yeah.
The decimal
It matters.
makes a big difference.
10 times.
It's a life-changing difference.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, obviously, like making money on it's not the goal. Like, it's nice. Like,
it's great though, right?
It pulled me out of. Oh yeah, I mean, like, it pulled me out of a very difficult financial position that I put myself in. But like,
And don't we all?
oh, I mean, we're back. Cycle has cycled. We're back to it. But like, you know, like it's cool to see that like if people find who you are, that like what you're doing is working. It's just no one knows, and it's expensive. It's expensive to like put yourself out there, but the internet's such a huge tool that like you have to do everything online. So like when I did the tour a few months ago, it was like the test of, are people going to show up? Because the internet sometimes, most of the time, is not feel real. Like I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, okay, this is going on.
Yeah.
I'm at my job, so like I don't know. Like this is like a different life than mine.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's cool to know that like what you're doing is resonating with other people, and like when people find it, they're like, I like this. So I don't know where I was going with this already.
Yeah,
I ramble number one. But yes,
that was a blind button push for me because we don't
That
have the
works.
names up. I'm switching it.
that's even better.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, go to get it. I want to see.
Oh no, don't figure it out.
Yeah, what the fuck, Ryan?
Just test it.
Wait, okay,
Make
fine.
it a mystery.
Fine.
Yeah, mystery buttons only.
I mean, that
I hope I
That's
say
what we
something
put the-
heart-wrenching and that laugh thing comes up again.
Yeah.
We've got the spirit.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, we're now blind button pushing. Although we know the green is we've got the spirit.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the stuff we do on it's really funny that we're all doing stuff on the internet all the time, and you're looking at these numbers and being like, we got to get better numbers, and make more. But none of it seems real.
Yeah.
It's so abstract. So like. Our show, I feel better if an episode gets more plays, and I feel worse if it gets less plays. It doesn't change my opinion of the episode, I will say, because I think we've had plenty where I'm like, I like that person, I like their music, I think we had fun, that was a great episode,
Yeah.
and it doesn't get as many plays.
And that's all that matters. And like I have like my roommate and like a couple other friends that I have that are in bands and they do music. I have the same conversation because then they're like sometimes we have like the back and forth where like they tour a lot as their jobs, but like my artist stuff does a little bit better than theirs online. And they're like, I want what you have. Like we both do the backwards where it's like you're on the road all the time. I want that. But they look at what happens with when a song goes viral and they're like, I want that.
Yeah.
And it's like the human element of music is like the most important thing to me. Like, and that's where this was coming from. I get emotional at shows playing certain songs, and that one in particular, because I get to now experience music where like I've put a lot of my time and effort into what I'm doing. So when other people to where I've lost relationships from it. So when other people are like, I really resonate with this, it makes it feel like it's worth it. And like, I'm such an emotional person now, and I did not used to be. Where like I
Really?
just will like, oh yeah, it was
What
bad.
changed?
Why getting cheated on.
Why did you
It'll
become
get
an
you every
emo,
time.
Billy?
Yeah, definitely that. But like also, you just. So I think there's like a weird like stigma where like people think they're not allowed to have like bad emotions because it's like a burden. And
Sure.
I'm like, I don't care. Like if you can't deal with me not feeling great, like bye.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
think some sort of big betrayal or like a big breakup will help you with that to some extent to like be like have a little reckoning within yourself where you go, you know what? If they can't handle me, I mean, it's a classic like the stupid catchphrase is like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Yeah.
But there's some truth there.
that's real. I mean, that's
It's real.
Like I was like, I mean,
Like if I have to pretend to be with you, then maybe you're not good for me.
yeah, and like
Ooh, make that a song lyric.
this is recorded, right? we can share
TM.
we can share the publishing. But
Yeah.
give me your BMI info. But yeah, I mean, like I was young when that happened, and like obviously it was like so long ago, like it doesn't really sit with me anymore like it used to, but like I have to sing songs about it, so like sometimes I remember it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Right.
But like, you know, I was going through like a bad period in my life for the first time ever, and I didn't know how to handle it. And then someone was like, yo, I'm going to have someone else's kid instead of helping you. And I was like, sick, this is great.
Best day
That
ever.
is exactly what you should have done.
Jesus.
Yeah, so like,
Hey, at least it was all good before then. you
yeah, I
know?
mean, it was
Like,
great. It was
just
super
cruising up
chill.
to that point.
Super chill.
Do you know John Mulaney?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard his bit where he's like, he used to watch those shows and he was like, I couldn't understand, like, how could you get to the place where you would like murder another person? And then I got cheated on and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like this is part of how I learned how like that I was hiding like how emotional I was for a really long time. I just didn't know how to like regulate them. I mean, I still technically don't, but like I let them happen. Like I let my emotions happen instead of just like pushing them down.
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't. Even now, I'm like that. I hope that person has a good life. Like it was a weird situation. It was complicated, but like I'm outwardly emotional, so at shows when I do certain songs, like I try to hold it in because I'm like not trying to cry every show I do.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy.
No, but like it's kind of my brand, which sucks.
But you are that guy.
I kind of am that guy.
Crying Billy the Cowboy stuck in Tetris.
The two biggest songs are "I'm Crying in Miami Over You" and "I Don't Want to Cry Over You." Like it's like I make the joke with like my band and my manager. I'm like, if you put me at 100 BPM and you let me talk about crying, it's 1 million streams every single time. But I'm.
It's niche.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked so far, but I'd like to be happy once.
No, just keep the tears coming.
Yeah.
It brings in the big bucks.
Yeah, it brings in some bucks.
Brings in at least $1.
My job
Man,
brings in the regular dollars.
You could accidentally like find yourself like with like a Machiavellian management team that like purposely gets women to break up with you,
Right?
And make you
They hire them.
I want to
They're
look
like-
into this camera right now. If that's you, I want peace. I do not want fame. Leave me alone and never introduce yourself to me. Thank you.
They're out here like paying like gorgeous models to like seduce your women away.
Just until you
more.
fall in love.
No more.
we need another hit, Billy.
So like in the middle of writing this last record, I went through like a messy situationship thing where I was like, I really like this girl. This is great. And then it just like didn't work. And my friends were like, well, at least you'll get some good songs. I was like,
You're
I
like,
don't
"Fuck
fucking
you."
want that anymore. I want to be happy and like just stable. I want to be stable. I'm good. I can write. I'm creative. I can make up stories. Like crying is not a real thing that happened to me. And that's like, I just made it up. And it worked. So like, let me make it up. I don't want the experience. The 1975 is like one of my favorite bands because like I make indie pop. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But like when they played,
That's cool. I dated a girl who was basic.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I had this conversation with my friend the other day. I was like, I have two types. It's alt women who are kind of mean to me, but also like are really sweet. But they're like masking it with tattoos. But they want you to think you should be afraid of them. But like they have like 50 squishmallows on their bed and like they're actually like a sweetheart. And the other one is like the waspy woman, which is just like the basic woman. It's just like I work in an office 9 to 5. And I get cocktails on Saturdays with my girlfriends. And like that's it. My house is decorated
And
with
you're like,
Target.
I'm all in.
Either one, full end of the spectrum. But like the 1975 is like, I guess both of them, but mainly the second one.
Yeah.
But like when they played
Matty Healy's incredible.
oh my god, he's so problematic. I just like but he's sexy, so like it's fine. But he said something at the I think he said it at every show, but like he says something, he does Be My Mistake and then he stops halfway through and he said something that when I was writing the record is actually when I saw them, and I will never forget this. And it was, he stopped and said the song is never worth the experience. And it was like, it's just like you can like, obviously the joke is like, well, bad things turn into good songs, but like the goal is just to be happy. You know, like you can be happy and be a songwriter. Like there's a lot of those things. Like sad songs are great. I love them. But like you can write happy. You can be happy and write sad songs. You don't have to be currently experiencing sadness to write sad music.
But here's the thing.
We need your tears, Billy.
I know.
No, it's
I
not.
am a banana.
Nailed it.
Bro, you asked for a blind button. Push
I'm
and that's
okay
what
with
you
that.
get.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, everybody says money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy happiness. And I'm sure that's true. It's got to be
They can
true.
buy me a boat.
But but that's the thing is like, but it kind of can.
Yeah.
Like you can still have everything you want with the money.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean,
Does
you
Jeff
can hire the
Bezos-
best therapist.
Does Jeff Bezos seem happy to anybody? He seems.
he had enough money to take that bridge apart in the Netherlands. Did that happen? I really hope it didn't.
I heard that. Yeah, he took apart a bridge to get his yacht through.
That shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
That
and you know
shouldn't
what? I
happen.
bet you-
maybe he should be unhappy.
I bet you when he was going through and that bridge was torn to pieces on the banks, that he was just laughing, just like, fuck you, just happy as can be. You know what I mean?
As someone who's experienced this, I hope he was currently getting cheated on when that happened. I hope some weird character arc was happening to Jeff Bezos while he tore down that
Oh
historic
yeah,
bridge.
he's for sure a supervillain. But
yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
but
it's great.
Oh,
I did get these pants off Amazon. though.
The historic Koningshaven Bridge.
They
rocked.
won't. They wouldn't do it.
Oh, they wouldn't do it.
Good for them.
After backlash,
I bet
he
if he had
decided
another
not
zero,
to move
they would've.
forward with the request to alter the bridge to Celia.
Can you imagine like sometimes you're like, I don't know if I can go out to lunch today. He was like, take apart the bridge. I'll pay you. That's two different.
Yeah,
human
sometimes it's like
experiences.
ordering a pizza is kind of expensive right now. We should eat at home.
Yeah.
As a,
I was shocked when I went to Publix the other day and turkey for sandwiches was $12 a pound, and he
for turkey?
for sliced turkey.
You mean like
not even
the good
boar's head,
shit?
not
Ooh.
boar's head, but Publix turkey, which is still good, but it's not boar's head.
Right, that's the class.
And I was
the
like,
best.
I thought I was saving money. He paid $500,000. It was like $500 million to take that bridge apart, and he was like, I got you. I got
now,
you,
was
bro.
he also going to pay to put it back together? Because I feel like that's an important
I'm
part
sure,
of it.
yeah. I'm sure, yeah.
If he didn't, that would be kind of funny.
Dick move.
But like also,
it's like,
yeah. I'm saying this. I am actually just realizing my shirt and my pants are both from Amazon.
Oh, don't worry, my entire life is from Amazon.
Yeah,
I
so-
actually
But lucky
hate
f-
shopping on Amazon, but
lucky for you, you're not getting your streams from Amazon Music because no one is. And so
you'd be some of them, but not nearly enough to change my. Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think this is the first I've ever heard of Amazon Music. I didn't know that was a thing.
Garth Brooks was almost exclusively Amazon Music. I think he might still
Really?
be. Yeah, he had like an exclusive contract with Amazon where he wasn't on Spotify, he wasn't on Apple Music. It was only
Weird.
Amazon Music.
I mean, they have to do some people like that in order to get anything.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think I had a song that was like, it hit 60,000 plays on Spotify, and then on Amazon it was like 20 plays. And you're like, there's a big disparity in who's listening here.
Oh, definitely. I put I did an instrumental release of the record just because it's like the synth-wave thing to do. It's like, if you want the instrumentals, here you go.
Yeah,
And,
I
like-
listen to
nice.
instrumental synthwave constantly. It's the only thing I listen to at work.
I mean, the Midnight's like one of my favorite bands, and like sometimes I'll just throw on like when the instrumental versions of songs come on, I'm like, thank you. Like I love his voice, but I just sometimes the production is so good for synthwave. It's like everything. But like the instrumental version of the record gets streamed the most on Amazon Music for me than any other platform. And like when I say
Interesting.
it gets like literally not streamed at all on anything else, it does not get streamed at all on
Weird.
anything else. But for some reason on Amazon Music, that's like what it does. So it's its own world.
own
They just live in
niche.
their own world. Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe my voice is just that bad, and they're like, I like you better over here.
To Amazon, maybe.
Maybe.
You know?
That's fine.
Jeff Bezos doesn't like your voice. Maybe that's the name of this episode.
I'll take it.
We'll
take
see.
it.
No, but Amazon really does own my whole life. I order my groceries from Amazon. Everything I buy is from Amazon. I have several Alexas in my home. Sorry if that triggered your Alexa.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody listening all of a sudden is like, I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that.
And but recently I've been thinking about trying to get away from them, at least from the Alexa
Oh,
standpoint.
you can't.
Well, because I learned because they own Ring, right? And
Yeah.
I have a Ring doorbell, and
I Blink.
I've heard good things about Blink.
It's cheaper Ring. It's also
Okay.
owned by Amazon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But I found out that Ring cooperates with the police.
Oh.
So if there is like an active thing going on, the police can request access to your cameras.
I don't know if I want that.
And I'm
Does
like,
Blink-
absolutely
does
fucking
Blink
not.
not cooperate? Does Blink go like?
Well,
they're
if it's
like-
Amazon,
like,
then they
"What's
probably
going-"
do.
They barely even notified me.
Hey, what's going on here? And Blink's just like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I need. Snitches get stitches.
They pay. I have two. I have one on my front door and on my back. And on my front door, it will record, and the back is like behind a paywall. And I was like, can you just not tell me who's at my back door, please? Why? The camera is there. I know you have it. Just let me see it. Like I'm not giving you another $3 a month for access to my camera. I already bought
the camera. I own this.
Let me see through the camera.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So that's why I'm trying to get away from Amazon because I don't want. I'm like, no. Unless they have a warrant signed by a judge,
Yeah.
no one gets access to my shit.
I do my best to avoid Amazon. I just like I can't like I don't know. They are I'm deciding on what I want to say. I don't know. They're
They are listening.
They are.
No joke, they are.
Stop selling my information. I mean, everyone does that, but like,
True.
I don't know. I play guitar for an artist, and we were talking about this, and we got into the like, is capitalism good or bad conversation, and he was like, they just figured it out. Like, just let them own everything. And I don't know if either one of you watch like John Oliver videos.
Occasionally.
Yeah, I've seen a few here and there, but like not religiously or anything.
He did one on like tech monopolies, on like how like Apple and Google and Amazon are like basically
Destroying the world.
they own everything. Like they own everything. But like he started the video talking about how like that was AT&T in the 80s, which is hard to think of now that like AT&T is like a business in
It's
general.
more than just a Batman building downtown.
They were the largest
What?
corporation in the world at one point, and like you couldn't
great.
own your phone. Like they had such a
Right.
monopoly on phones that like there was no innovation. They'd snuff out every competition, and the government had to come in and break up AT&T into like separate entities. And the CEO at the time was like, "You'll regret this." The breakup of AT&T is directly credited to the invention of the internet. Because had there not been competition, AT&T would have been like, well,
That's
everything's
wild.
fine. Who's going to compete with us? No one. So
Yeah.
it's like Amazon
Yeah.
might have been good at the time. Like obviously, like you can get stuff same day,
Yeah.
but like you have no idea what doesn't exist yet. You know, like
Right.
and like I think they just got in I might be wrong, but I think they just got in like a lawsuit where like, or they're like being looked at by like the Fair Trade Commission because they're technically like a distributor, but they also sell their own products now, and they got caught basically telling other retailers like, if you don't buy our logistical services, we won't prioritize your products on our site. We'll prioritize ours,
And that's just death.
which is
Yeah.
like, it's like, okay, so you're forcing me to. You're a distributor. That's unethical.
Yeah,
so they're
that's
just
super
like, they have
unethical.
so much money. It's like, what are you going to do? Not be on Amazon?
Well, the problem
Yeah.
is, so okay, so I'm pro capitalism. I just think capitalism has started to run rampant, and there
Little bit.
needs to be some things to tone it the
A
fuck
little
down.
bit. Yeah, a little bit.
And the perfect example of that outside of the U.S. is South Korea. Because there's a word for it. Actually, can you look up this word, Wesley? Because I can never remember what the word is. There's a word for companies that run your country. It's specifically in South Korea. There's a word.
Oh,
Because-
you're talking about Samsung.
There are, I think, 3 companies that essentially run the country. And it's Samsung, Toshiba, and LG.
Yeah.
And
They're
it-
insurance for those
Yeah.
for the citizens. They do in life insurance
But
policies.
before those companies, like, it was a poor country.
Yeah.
And then these companies came and they literally run the place. Like, they are practically the
Samsung
government.
started as a fish market 100 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and now they're one of the biggest conglomerates in the world.
Yeah.
And they own half of South Korea.
They're like a
don't-
sixth or 20% of the entire South Korean
It
economy.
wasn't
It's like-
Toshiba. I think that's Japan. It was Hyundai. Was the third one. It was Hyundai,
That
LG,
sounds
and
right.
Samsung. Those are the 3 companies.
Samsung's like
But there's like a
massive.
specific, there's a Korean word they had to
Chaiballs?
make.
How do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? Kaiballs?
Eyeballs?
I think they're a bigger percentage of the Korean economy than like Walmart is to the United States. Like
Yeah.
Walmart is 4% of the entire United States GDP.
Right. And on one hand, that's what brought their country from being, a poor country to in maybe the best country in the world now, like maybe top dogs right now.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, now I've read that like a lot of the citizens are now getting resentful. They're like, why do these companies run everything?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's what happens. You just let it run rampant.
Yeah.
You just let them take the power, let them take control, and it's too late
the
now.
10,
Yeah.
Jerry, the 10 chai balls. Look up the pronunciation in just a second, but the 10 kai ball, I don't know how to say them, including Samsung, Lot, and LG, made up about 60% of the GDP.
Yeah, like
That's wild.
Samsung is like huge. I know they're like if basically, if I remember correctly, South Korea's like schooling system is like you test to get employed by Samsung, and if you don't pass the test, your family's like you failed.
Oh my God.
Like it's their standard of education, it's their standard of employment,
Wow.
financial stability. Everyone gets their insurance
And
through
I love
Samsung.
Samsung. Everything I own is Samsung. Like, they make such good shit. My TV is Samsung. I just bought a Samsung fridge. My phone is Samsung. Like, that's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they literally.
But they like own the country. That would be like if Walmart. That would be like if Amazon. It'd be like Walmart or Amazon like owning the United States.
Yeah.
It's like crazy to think of that.
But what's even crazier is that like they almost do at this. Like it's getting closer and closer to the point where it's what is it? It's going to be Google, Amazon, Apple. I would have said Facebook a few years ago, but now you know, like they run the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's like Jabil.
Jabil?
I think that's like the name of like the company thing. Or wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to pull it up.
Yeah, the pronunciation, but even the phonetic pronunciation still didn't make sense to me, which just tells me that like somebody's bad at writing phonetic pronunciation things for English speakers. But whatever.
Probably English to South Korean's probably not like the most
one-to-one
translation. Yeah, but
yeah, it's been a minute since we've had a good antitrust lawsuit. Like we had that with like Microsoft back in the day, where they were like,
and didn't Pac Bell go through that? And that's why,
gotta,
isn't that like why Pac Bell's gone now?
I don't
sounds
know.
like
Because they were
before my
massive.
time,
I could be
but-
wrong about that.
There
I
was
remember
that,
Pac Bell.
You ever watch that Dirty Money documentary series on Netflix? It's
No.
really good.
Really?
It's
Okay.
like about every episode's. It's like a docuseries, so every episode's about something different. But it's basically like this is how this company or person committed this like absurd financial crime and how they got away with it, and then this is how they got caught. And they did one on like I think HSBC, which is like the really big like Chinese
that.
bank. They're just like they're like a big bank, but they're like Chinese based. And basically they got, or maybe they're Britain based. I don't know. They're like a foreign bank.
They used to
But-
be on. I don't know if I received checks that were through them, or if they were just on everything. But that name was around a lot.
Yeah, I
They're like
remember
a
that name.
monstrosity size
Yeah.
bank. They're like a Chase Bank level size bank.
Yeah.
But basically they got caught like allowing people like to launder money through the bank for like drug cartels.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's
And they
British
got
Hong Kong.
British Hong Kong.
Yeah,
so you were
they-
like right on both fronts.
Yeah, close enough. But they don't. But they got hit with like the biggest. It was like one of the biggest like fines ever issued out by the United States government. It was like billions of dollars, and like it's what they profit in a week.
It's so
Like it didn't
nuts.
even affect
Wow.
them. It's like, oh, sick, we like got him. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I
just
mean, I
gonna
saw a
keep
clip
doing it.
lately.
We spent like years, and all these lawyers, people were probably like dedicated to this, and this
yeah.
is their life's work. And like, we did it.
Yeah.
We fined them, and they were like,
Okay.
no, last week's income was lost.
It's like,
well,
we're
we're
a-
gonna have
not
to work
even.
extra hard
We're
this
a
week.
bank.
Well,
What did
I
you think
watched.
was gonna happen.
I was reading an article the other day. I don't know how old it was. I wasn't paying attention. I think it's current. But there was a video clip with it that was this health insurance company or health company, whatever it was, in front of, I don't know, some fucking government council, right? Where they like had some hearing.
Yeah.
And this lady had the thing up, and she was accusing this company of price gouging. That's what it was. And she was like, the cost of this medication in this year was $1. It's like, and then 5 years later, it was $700.
Yeah.
And then it was $8,000. And they're accusing them. But then I read the article, and it was like, these people are going to get fined probably X amount of dollars, some insane number with so many zeros. And they're like, and it will affect them not at all. And I was like, and they're just going to keep doing it. I'm like, oh my God.
It's crazy. There was they did another episode about, it was around the time Martin Shkreli got caught and like went to jail for what he was doing with insulin, but there was a guy who was doing it like way worse than what he was doing, where he like owned I don't know if it was like an investment company or what it was, but basically he was going around and buying up like companies that made medicines for like really specific diseases. And he would like buy them up, kill out all their competition, and he'd be like, cool, this drug was $100, it's $20,000 now.
That's
and
insane.
they were publicly traded. So like everyone was investing because he would like strip their R&D and then jack the price up, and it's like, oh, they're making so much more money, their stock's going up, blah 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 blah. And then this they like finally found out what he was doing, and they're like, you're like killing people.
Like, yeah, you're just an evil person.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
And- but
doing?
they caught him doing something like weird with pharmacies where he was like, it's been a while since
Sure,
I've watched
yeah,
it, so
yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
really say. But like he was doing the same thing. He was just like jacking up prices for medicine. He's like, what are you gonna do? Die?
Right. like-
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Or die. I don't care. Like someone's gonna pay this, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it needs to be
yeah, it
Amazon
needs to
should
be
be
regulated.
regulated a little bit.
Yeah,
Moral of
no
the
joke.
story.
Yeah,
I don't need pants in 5 hours.
You just depressed everybody. And
Yeah.
No, but that's.
But I do
feel-
need pants in 5 hours.
Honestly, I have one intact pair of jeans.
the
The
fine on
first
HSBC
time I got same.
one. Wesley says the fine on HSBC was 1/83rd their annual income.
So, like,
from
4
last
days.
year
Yeah.
before tax.
It was less than a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Though I will say
Wow.
the first time I got same day delivery,
It's crazy.
I ordered a pair of, I remember what it was. I ordered a pair of headphones, and it said on the website they will be there in 2 hours, and I was like, "There's no way.
What are you talking about?
This isn't possible." Like I expected a week, you know, and then the guy came to my door and handed me my headphones 2 hours later, and I was like, "We are in the future. Like this is it." Yeah.
That wasn't a bad button.
It like blew my mind. I was like, "This is everything we've dreamed about."
Someone did pee in a bottle on their way to delivering that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They haven't seen their family in months.
Yeah, and they're like also not employed by Amazon. They're contracted, and so they don't get benefits.
Yeah, they made 30 cents, and it took them all day. Like,
and then he paid to take. He tried to take that bridge apart. Just remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all evil.
The drummer from my band actually still works at Amazon, but he was working as a delivery guy. He worked his way up from delivery guy to warehouse guy to now he gets to do paperwork guy, which is a lot better.
That's the dream.
But he lived in the pee in the bottle world. I don't know if he peed in a bottle. I haven't asked him directly, but he lived in that.
It's not out of the question,
dude.
Yeah. Well, they fire you for that now. So.
Well, that's.
I love what.
Is that? I don't know.
I think the theoretical capitalism, I'll tell you what I love about it. I love that the government doesn't own everything. I love that we have free trade and free...
Yeah, free market.
I love the free market for normal people like me who like... And Wesley and Eric over there, we do a business and like we actually rent this room out as part of our business. I love about capitalism that people like you and I, and even your business, like putting up music, we can all just... I want to do this. I want to make money. And so now I'm just going to create something that makes the world better and helps other people. And then they will give me money to do it. And now I make money. And no one can say no. And the government doesn't own my fucking business. And it's mine. And no one can tell me what to not do. And I can help the world in my little way.
Or not, as you choose.
Yeah, I love it. However... when it comes to fucking Amazon,
and that's where the conversation like tends to veer, where it's like,
right.
yeah, is the system fine? Maybe. Is that guy that's like really fucking it up for everyone? That's not fine.
Yeah.
But
Right.
then like when you tout when it's like, well, what else is better? It's like that's not good either. Like
No.
I
and it's like we should have freedom we want freedom for citizens to create good things and
not corporations.
innovate and make things bigger. And even like to some degree, I mean, corporations should exist too and probably help things in ways. But there comes a day and a point where it's like in their desire for greed and always making their shareholders make more money, it becomes so extreme.
You know, the line has got to be like when you're defined as a conglomerate, we've gone too far.
Bruh,
But I saw
as soon as you can tear down a bridge, they have to break you up into 4 companies.
Well, I saw a thing. This is not mine. I can't claim this as original. I saw this online, but somebody wrote, I think it was on Twitter or some shit. They're like, it should just be when you get $1 billion, they just give you a trophy, and you're like, you won capitalism.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the money just like goes to charity.
There's also that like there's that saying where like no one ethically earns $1 billion. I mean,
You're
like,
right.
because it's like a million is a lot. Like $1 billion is like
1,000 millions.
like, and there's the you have more in common with a millionaire than a billionaire. Like a millionaire is closer to your income than he is to that billionaire. Like it's the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is $1 billion. Like that's insane. That's insane. That's an insane amount of money. It's crazy. And like my job, like I'm commissioned where I work at an undisclosed place because I promised I would not say anything bad about them. But like I'm commissioned. So like I earn a percentage of what I do.
How many sales you gotta make to get $1 billion?
I mean, it's for me to earn $1 billion.
Does their company even have $1 billion?
What's a bill? So it'd be 3% of a. I'd have to sell like, $30 billion worth of stuff in a year.
I think it's actually like 300 billion.
Yeah, actually, that's closer.
Billy, you could do it.
I believe.
Put in the extra hours.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I earn a percentage of what I sell. It's like, so I'm literally earning my paycheck.
I love that.
I earn it. However,
commission.
at the beginning of the year, they literally were like, we paid you guys too much. So they've doubled like our commission scale. So it's literally twice as hard. And it's like,
that's some bullshit.
what do you fucking mean you paid me too much? I earned what I I
Yeah.
did the work to earn like
to sell the
it's a
thing, and then you gave
percentage.
me 3%.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, we paid you too much. Also, you don't have benefits anymore. It's like,
Stop.
what? So that's like an example of like, but it's a corporation and they're trying to squeeze a bottom line.
Right.
And like, a number on a spreadsheet is a person somewhere. So it's like, yeah, okay, you're trying to profit more. Hello, I have a house. I have to pay for
Right.
things. So like, this makes it harder on me for you guys to like make more profit. It's not that you're unprofitable. You want to be more profitable. So it's
Right.
a problem when it's like, how much money do you need to really
Yeah.
make? Because like the people below you are doing fine, and you're doing fine.
Right. So like, what's
So
the
just-
problem? Let it ride.
Just let it ride. Let it ride. I'm happy.
Though I do,
Yeah.
I love a commission-based structure
It is nice.
because you earn the money.
Yeah.
And also, like, if I go to buy something, I want whoever's selling it to me to be on commission. Because I want
Yeah.
them to fucking sell it to me.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna like because also you have to think about it where you could think about it both ways where it's like I might just try to sell you the expensive thing, but also if you don't need it, you're gonna bring it back. I make zero.
Right.
So like
a good
I-
salesman, that's not the thing.
Yeah, it doesn't help that when I'm on tour I make $0. But
True.
like but like other than that, I mean I do like my job.
Yeah.
I'd rather be touring all the time.
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce you to the career path. Freelance music producer.
Yeah.
It's 100% commission based.
Oh, I know.
So you should love it then.
I do it on the side sometimes, and I'm trying to transition back into doing it because when I lived in Ohio, I did it all the time. But then when I moved here, I like started doing better at my job, and I was like, well, I'll just do the client work that I want to do, and like
Sure,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
just take the work for work. And now I'm back to like, maybe I should just take the work for work.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, still enjoy it because it's music. I mean, you're making music at the end of the day. But
Right.
like, yeah, it's stressful because you don't know. Like you have no idea when people are going to need records, what their
Right.
budget is, how they are to work with. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot that plays in if they pay you on time
Yeah.
because like that's not. I don't think that's
That's
ever
not
happened.
guaranteed. Yeah.
I don't think that's ever happened once.
But
yeah.
but over time, if you get enough irons in the fire to create some level of stability
Mm-hmm.
to where the instability is enough. It's enough money.
It averages out.
Yeah, it's enough money of instability that it's
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. I had like when it's funny, like my music does better when a video goes viral, but my production clientele also does better when a video goes viral because like I produce everything on my own. And like when I started doing this, I never planned on like being an artist. It was just for my portfolio. It was like I wrote, I produced, I mixed, I mastered, hire me. And then it started doing
wow.
well and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just do this too. So like I a lot of like my TikTok following, well, like it's like half and half. Like it's half of it, a chunk of it is from like my music, but I also do like how to make a song that sounds like this in like 60 seconds. And like, so I do the balance
Yeah.
of like, I'm a producer, but I'm also an artist. So like when a video does well, I usually get an influx of like emails about doing client work, which in the last year, I've all but not ignored, but like it hasn't been my focus. I just like,
You
I
got other
wanna-
stuff going on.
yeah, like I got really overwhelmed when I moved here because it's just like everyone's trying to do that. I didn't live in like a small town, but like it was tiny. Like it was you could drive 10 minutes either
And then you moved
direction.
to the
It's
big
like
city.
yeah, I ain't in the farm no more. But like it's I had money for the first time in my life, and like I didn't have a lot of bills. And I just didn't know what to do. And I was like 25, and I was like, I'm fucking going out all the time. I'm spending my stuff's doing well.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chill and have a good ass time. And then a year went by, and I was like, yo, I gotta get back on it. And like I did some stuff when I first moved here because I had things lined up because like crying happened 3 months before I moved. So I was like, I had clients I had to work with in Ohio before I moved, and then when I got here, I had other stuff lined up from when the song was doing like really well. So like I had work. It's just after I was done with that, I'm like, I mean, it wasn't even like a conscious decision. It was just I froze. I was like, I don't know what to do because I had like benchmark people that I wanted to work with when I moved here, and one of the writers on one of the artist teams like came into Guitar Center and was like, I like your music. I want to work with you. And I was like, oh shit. I just got here. Like, I don't think I'm ready for this yet. And like, we started working together all the time. And it just like overwhelmed me. And I was like, what is going on? Like 6 months ago, I was like,
Just some guy.
broke. I was broke and no one knew who I was. And now this dude who at the time, he had a song he wrote for this guy. It was #1 on country radio. And I was like, 1, you know who I am. This is weird. 2, you're in my apartment.
Yeah.
This is really weird.
Yeah.
Like, he texted me yesterday. And it's just like, I got like really overwhelmed. I'm like, if whatever I do next has to be like really good or I'm going to like I'm going to mess it up. So I didn't put out music for like a year, at least a year.
Yeah, I'm on that shit right now.
Yeah.
I relate.
Because I mean, it was, again, like the internet is so fickle. Like, you don't know, you're at the mercy of a program determining whether people see your stuff or not. So like, I was like, this was an accident. How do I do it again? And I like tried and like it didn't work.
And I tried. And I tried.
Yeah.
What song is that right now? And I tried. I'll look it up later. Never mind. You guys don't know. Thought everybody would get it right away.
No, I feel like I do know what it is. It's not Queen, is it? No.
It's old.
I don't know.
The old music. Anyway, sorry.
Sounds
You're
like
trying with
it
the
kind of
algorithm.
sounds like
And I tried.
no. I was gonna say it almost sounds like Can't Get No Satisfaction.
Maybe.
There's a part like that, but I don't think that's
I
right.
can't get no satisfaction.
Right. I feel like it does that
And
again.
tried. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
it is
There we
that.
go. No, it's can't get no satisfaction. You nailed
Wait,
it.
we're gonna hit a button.
You just figured
We're
out
gonna
Blue's
hit a
Clues.
Titty sprinkles.
Nailed it.
That's what you deserve. You deserve that one.
Oh man.
Well, we're all gonna at the next song break. We're gonna sprinkle onto some glitter onto your titties and
Yeah.
We always do.
really celebrate you.
Speaking of next break, it's actually probably about time to play the second song. It's been about an hour.
Oh yeah.
Is it really? Yeah, it goes by quick, doesn't it?
Yeah. I guess I'll sing again.
Goes by fast when you're talking about the evils of Amazon and antitrust lawsuits.
I know.
But what's the next song we're hearing?
So this next one is called Over You. A lot of people in the Philippines really like this one. And they all think I'm Chris Daughtry. So yeah, I really hope you like this as Starletta. It's me. This is about crying over a girl. This one's called Over You.
Here I go again, breaking my own heart before it all began. I don't trust you to understand. Oh no, I do this to myself, sabotage the chance of getting close. You kiss my chest while I overthink the things I said. Is it wrong that I've been lonely for so long? I feel you slip away every time you speak my name. My fault for being honest, I guess we lost it. I don't wanna cry over you, something that I never hoped to do. Guess I'll go and tell the truth, nothing to gain, everything to lose. Oh, I thought you'd feel me too, now everywhere I look's a shade of blue. I don't wanna, but I guess I'm gonna cry, oh, over you, yeah. Here we go again, running in circles, trying to find the end. And maybe I like the way you take me by the hand, it won't stop, but baby I can't pretend that I'm not losing sleep over you and me. Oh, can't you see? I don't wanna cry over you, something that I never hoped to do. Guess I'll go and tell the truth, nothing to gain, everything to lose. Oh, I thought you'd feel me too, now everywhere I look's a shade of blue. I don't wanna, but I guess I'm gonna cry, oh, over you, yeah. my hardest to figure through. But God, if you only knew, I don't wanna cry over you, something that I never hoped to do. Guess I'll go and tell the truth. Nothing to gain, everything to lose. Oh, I thought you'd feel me too. Now everywhere I look's a shade of blue. I don't wanna, but I guess I'm gonna cry, over you. Yeah. I'm trying my hardest to figure through. I don't wanna, but I guess I'm gonna cry.
I play Bubble Bobble.
Nobody
a lot.
said "and we're back."
No, we're not
failing.
back yet.
Yeah,
We're not
guess
back
what?
yet.
Wesley just put on the screen "and we're back" because
Yeah.
we should have
Well,
been
no,
back.
I didn't
Okay,
say "and
I'm
we're
not-
back"
Yeah.
because he didn't want to say that stuff on video.
I am a gamer, but I am not going to give away the secrets I just said.
Yeah. He didn't want to say that on video. That's why I didn't. And we're back yet, so that you know to cut it
I'm
here.
not like a fun gamer. I play Fortnite with my friends because I love Fortnite, and I play City Skylines. And like, that's simulation games. As
We
much
are
as
back now officially.
As much as I talk shit on Amazon, I love games where I get to participate in capitalism as the top. Because like when you, it's different. But like
The new one, the new what? SimCity?
the City Skylines 2.
Oh.
I haven't watched the videos for it yet, but they said they fixed some stuff. There's some things I hope they fixed that are like lame. Like my roommate makes fun of me all the time because I'm just like, he'll come downstairs and I'm just zoned in on building these like mega cities that I've done in like a day. I hate shooting games so much, but like except for Fortnite, I just because it's like cartoony and whatever.
City Planner Plays on YouTube. Have you heard of them?
No, I'm
No?
gonna look it up though because I honestly I Twitch stream playing City Skylines sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. See, he gets it. Like
I love that. I should check it out. I'm
It's-
always looking for new games.
Have you played SimCity before?
I played SimCity a long time ago.
So same. It's
same.
like that, but it's like obvious. It's on like Xbox and like more
Yeah.
like modern consoles. But the graphics are better. The like the mechanics of it are like easy to grasp.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
I played SimCity in like '99.
yeah,
the
Come at me,
original.
bro.
I had SimCity 3000 Unlimited. That was like,
Yes,
SimCity, yes.
3000.
Yes.
You were like the future.
I know.
Whoa.
Playing that game was hard though because like every land value would be low until like one building was like medium and then your city would be like rich out of nowhere and I could not figure out. I was like 9 years old. But,
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to get it to like not everything would look like a slum. And then eventually I figured it out. But
See,
City
I
Skylines
would always
is
just
kinda
get
like
bored of it after a while and then just be like, tornado, earthquake, fire,
Oh.
like burn them to the ground.
No, I mean you could do that on City Sky. There's like you have to buy the expansion, which I have done. I've spent too much money.
Hey,
on
if
that
you
game.
love it, you got to do it, right?
Oh, yeah, it's
Paying
great.
for entertainment, nothing wrong with that. People pay to
Yeah.
go to the movies, nothing wrong with paying for games.
Yeah, I like it. It's just like it's fun and like I like the design aspect of it. I almost went to college for like interior design and like that kind of stuff. 'cause
Oh,
it's-
my mom
it's-
did that.
It's really interesting.
Sorry, that feels like a dig.
I
Yeah,
am your
dude.
mother. No, my cousin's like currently in
Yeah.
school for it, and she
Interior designs for girls.
Yeah, I mean, but
No, Wesley is fantastic interior design, and I like care about it, but like, I'm not as good as him. I'll just say.
oh, my house
But-
is bland as fuck. It's like I say that and I don't participate in it, but
Yeah,
like
you're like-
I also just like
appreciate it from afar.
yeah, like I don't want to spend the money on doing it.
Yeah.
I don't even have a dining room table right now.
Yeah.
I have a kitchen and it is full of like merch boxes and like where my cat sits. So he just chills and like I don't want to bother him. But I would like a place to eat my food. That's not my
You
coffee
seem like
table.
a guy who would have a male cat.
It's big. His name is Big Hoss and I love him. It's
Big Hoss, like from Pawn Stars?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Big Hoss, aka Dan Schneider, because he loves fucking with people's feet for some reason. But he's massive and he owns my house. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I love him to death. He tried biting me today. It was great.
That's because cats are evil.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a cat person. I love dogs.
I thought
dog
you were
person.
gonna full stop and I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
Sick.
Self-evident.
No, my wife really wants to get a cat.
And for the audio-only listeners, I can confirm that he is not a talking cat.
But if I was, imagine the views.
That's so true.
Welcome back to Podcast with Puss in Boots.
I am a banana.
My wife really wants to get a cat, and she has forever. The two problems: one, I don't like cats. Two, I'm allergic.
Also,
but
as her brother, I can tell you that she loves cats.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's like good at taking care of them.
I don't know. She's great with dogs.
I don't think she's
Yeah,
good
but
at
dogs
cats.
require you to have to be good to take care of.
But I've agreed that we can get a cat. However, there's some requirements.
Okay.
It has to be hypoallergenic, first of all.
Okay.
And I went through and looked at the list of all the hypoallergenic cats, of which there are not a lot.
You gonna get the one that looks like the turkey?
No. I was very clear on that.
Mr.
That is a
Bigglesworth?
snake with legs.
Yeah.
So we decided on the what are they called now? I don't even remember what they're called now. But I looked it up and I was like, but it's like $4,000. So
yeah.
it's gonna be a minute.
It's like a sphinx.
No, the Sphinx. There are haired sphinxes and hairless sphinxes, I think. No, I want to say it was called like a Burmese cat.
What is Mr. Bigglesworth? Do we know about this?
I don't know.
Which, by the way, back to your music career, which we've hardly talked about at all.
We touched on it at the beginning. Yeah.
We sort of gently touched on that.
Yeah.
I scrolled through your Spotify and saw that you toured with a band called Austin and the Powers.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal transition I just did. You get like the diverging pieces
Speaking
of
of
information.
cats, what about this other band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't even care about that. Are they cool? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, no, I
we
mean,
don't
like,
have to. I just wanted to transition us back.
I met them like when we did those shows. So
Yeah.
like my roommate who plays guitar for me, he is in a band called Ravine, which we also did those shows with, and the other guy in his band produces them, and they are another band who like they do like indie rock stuff. They also have had like a couple. We're like neck and neck. We had this conversation. We were on the road. We're like, TikTok is everything, but it's not fun to pay attention to because like he's had like viral videos that have given them their career, and like I have had the same. But like they do very like it's straight up indie rock, and they're really good. They're super nice. The singer, I mean, he's if he sees this or not, he's a model. He's like intimidatingly attractive. It's crazy. And I'm just
like
he
the
like
kind of
goes
girl
up there
who
and
would
he's like
steal your girl.
chiseled. Oh yeah, I mean, I never stood a chance.
Bro, he could
No.
give you. Yeah, he could give you some more songs.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I got like 50 of them. You're
covered.
No, we're attractive in our different respects, but like he's definitely like Abercrombie level where he's got like the shirt tucked into his belt and he's like chiseled jaw, and then I come up there in like a Walmart t-shirt and I'm like
A Loves t-shirt.
yeah, oh yeah, my loves. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I definitely don't shop at Walmart, but my loves t-shirt, and my camo pants, and I'm just up there like singing fake cowboy songs. But yeah, no, they were super cool. That was fun. Like we went and played a show in Youngstown, which like me and my roommate are both from there. Like we moved here together, kind of, and it's nice to like go home and play shows because like where we're from is like really there's a lot of good musicians. It's just like it's like a dilapidated steel mill town, you know, like the population was
Bro,
like
that's like Ohio.
it's like that, and Pennsylvania is the same. Like we're right on the PA border, so
They
like
call it the Rust Belt.
yes,
Yeah.
there's actually a theater company called Rust Belt Theater Company.
Yeah.
and like
Dude,
it's-
I don't know if it was. No, it's not Cincinnati. There's another place in Ohio. God, was it Youngstown? I probably just have that in my head because it's where you're from. There was a place I went to Ohio. I was touring with an artist, and back in the day, there was a artist who I drove his Sprinter van for him.
okay.
For a short period of time, and somewhere in like northeast Ohio, somewhere that is about 9 to 10 hours from here.
It might be Youngstown.
God, it might have been. We went to this town, and he was playing at a church there. It was like a very like it was a church that if I had to guess based on the size of their building, it was probably 2,000 people if I had to guess.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we're going through this town. Maybe it was Dayton. Is that close?
Dayton is like by Columbus, kinda,
Okay.
which is like 7.
You've just said
hours.
all
Yeah.
the places in Ohio that I've ever
That
heard
you
of.
ever? Yeah.
I mean, there's not many.
Yeah, I won't remember. Maybe I want to say it's Youngstown, but I have no.
Not
We'll roll with it.
Akron.
Oh, Wesley's pulling up Ohio. This is instructive.
So
Zoom
Akron
in.
is like
Yeah.
45 minutes from Youngstown,
Okay, there's Cincy down in the bottom.
which Youngstown's 9 hours from here. So,
See, that feels like right, but it wasn't that.
so you see where Cleveland is
Mm-hmm,
and where Pittsburgh is? It's dead center in between the two. Like where those
Okay.
like highways meet, that's like where
Yeah.
Youngstown is.
Well, it doesn't matter that much. The point is that we went to this town, and what I noticed was there all along the main street there were like beautiful homes, like beautiful, like Victorian era homes that were abandoned as shit.
This is Youngstown.
and it looked like
This is the north
Really?
side of Youngstown.
it
Yeah.
looked it looked like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Yeah.
It looked like
Was there a college downtown?
I don't remember.
This is Youngstown.
It looked
Why?
like comically beautiful. Like everybody would see that home and go like, "Wow, that's incredible."
Yeah.
Except it was boarded up and abandoned,
yeah.
and it was just like, "Wow, this place used to be like wealthy,
That's Youngstown.
but not anymore."
so like
What happened?
right the steel mills closed.
Right.
Yeah. So like in the 70s or like the 60s, I think the 60s, like they just the mills like refused to move to like automation and like updating, and everything got moved overseas, and they were just like everyone. I think at the peak, the population was like 200,000. I think there's less than 50,000 people that live in inner city
Oh
Youngstown.
my
now.
gosh.
Yeah, like the suburbs are more populous than the city now, but like, sorry.
That could have been
Did,
any of us. You could have tricked me.
That
and
was
made me think
I
it
hit
was
I hit
me.
the button.
Yeah. of
So can
course.
you pick up like a dope house for like $8 there, or
So
what?
yeah, well, it depends. So like where I moved from, I lived in a suburb. I'm from Boardman, which is not Youngstown.
What the fuck?
Which is like it's right next to it. It's right next to it. I'm from Youngstown area, but like
Yeah.
Boardman is like a nicer. It's like a nice. There's nicer suburbs, but it's like where the school systems are really good. Like
This feels like when someone lives in Spring Hill and they're like, I live in Nashville.
That's
I'm
kinda
like,
what it is.
You live in Middle Tennessee.
yeah, no, I mean that's like someone. Yeah, basically it's
Yeah.
But like because the school system I grew up in, which probably helped a little
Yeah.
bit. They have a Grammy for their music program for a public school system.
wow.
What?
Yeah, so they.
I didn't know
mean, like
the Grammy gave.
I didn't either.
School education awards.
But like they like when I was in high school, 3 out of 7 of my classes were music classes. Like I was in orchestra, band, and jazz, and then I did.
Oh, wow.
We had like a pit orchestra for the plays after school.
Oh,
so like I
killer.
grew up in like a good school system that like focused on music. Inner city Youngstown, not great. Like very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very poor. Like it's just because of what happened, and like
Right.
right.
you can
I
buy
remember-
a house in Youngstown for like 20 grand.
Yeah, wow.
There's like walls missing and coppers missing, and
Oh, yeah,
like
the
it's
copper.
very
Oh, yeah.
dangerous in some spaces. But like even in Boardman, where I'm from, like you can buy a house for like 80 grand, and it's
Wow.
like in a good school system.
Man.
So when I moved here, I wanted to. It was bad. It was a shock.
I mean, we moved
I
from
think-
San Diego.
I feel like
so
John-
here it was like the houses are free.
Oh no! I mean, I told my parents what I paid for my house, and they were like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like it's crazy."
You could have all
Yeah.
of Main Street for that price.
What I paid for, I live in like a regular house. Like I have like
Yeah.
it's like a 4-bed, 2-bath, like normal, and like nothing crazy. But like
Yeah.
what I paid for my house, what you can get in Boardman, my it was actually what I think my grandpa's house at the time when I was growing up was worth the same as what my house is worth now, and his living room or his bedroom had a fireplace in it. His bedroom had a living room.
That's
like it was
awesome.
massive house, and like I paid the same, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? like, the
the internet exists. I can do this anywhere.
well, I mean, yeah, yes and no. Like, I mean, I definitely am in a way better financial position living here because it's a city. Like, there's just
Right.
more stuff to do. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. Like, when you live in a place like Youngstown or like a small city, like, there's those jobs don't really exist. Like, I don't really have like a job. Like, my job pays me well, but it's because I work at like one of the busiest stores in the chain.
right.
So,
that wouldn't
like-
work elsewhere.
No, I worked at the same place, but in Ohio, I made
A lot less there.
$13 an hour.
Right.
So it's like it's different, but there's a lot of really pretty things downtown. Like there's this it's like Standball Auditorium, beautiful marble auditorium. It's gorgeous. They have there's a symphony orchestra in Youngstown. There's a music college in Youngstown. They're like one of the best in the state. Very, very good. There's like a lot of really ornate, old-looking buildings that when you see those houses, and then you see what's down there, it makes sense. There's this really nice art museum. It's beautiful. There's just no money. There's from what left, and it's getting better. It definitely is getting a lot better than what it used to be because 20 years ago, it was bad.
Well, that's because of the Great Migration.
Yeah.
So what's happening right now is tons of young people are leaving the cities because they can work remote. Mm-hmm. And so they want to go buy a house somewhere like that where they can get a house for nothing and then work at their high-paying job in the city.
Yeah.
And that's happening a lot. So a lot of smaller towns and things are going...
Of what was happening for a long, long time.
And so a lot of small towns that were so cheap and stuff are skyrocketing in prices now because everyone's leaving the cities.
Yeah. I mean, I even remember I used to date a girl that lived here when I was 18 or 19. And I would come here in 2013, and when I moved here, I was like, this place looks so different. It's crazy how much has been built between then to now.
Yeah.
How many people have moved to Nashville versus when I used to visit it. Because I used to go to Barista Parlor down in the Gulch. That was the only building that was really over there. There was a couple of high rises, but now it's they're tearing that building down because there's not enough room.
They're like,
well,
there could be a high rise
Barista
here.
Parlor is a bunch of pieces of shit.
Yeah, I saw what happened recently, and it sucks.
Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
They had a really good apple fritter that they didn't make. They probably bought it from somewhere, but I can't go there.
I don't know. What's the?
I don't even remember all the details. I read about it a little.
Some people at Barista Parlor, ex-employees, filed complaints.
They all. Well, the one they all got mass fired,
right?
And then the other ones they all just walked out. And it was something over about tips or pay. It was pay related.
Was it about
I've heard a lot of
charging way
things.
too much for coffee that tasted the same as all the rest of the coffee but acted pretentious? Was that what it was about?
No, I mean that might be part of it. But I've heard.
I did go there every day.
Look, I don't know all the details. Look this shit up for yourself. Okay, he brought up an article, even better. I can't read that from here, but
I can read it.
But yeah, I'd heard something about
their
tip
management
stealing.
is saddened.
I'd heard that their management is just hella toxic and just pieces of shit to work for.
Did you hear about how they have a vinyl record player and so many vinyls, but you're not allowed to touch them or use it?
I think it's because the employees bring in their own vinyl, and then they're they have shelves with their names and they can play it, but
oh, that's just somebody's personal shit. That's
I'm
okay with that. That sounds reasonable.
You know what's way cooler? A coffee shop you go to where you're allowed to pull from the vinyl collection and put your own on.
That would be cool.
And anyway, I think Barista Parlor is pretentious as shit. That's what I think. Every time I've gone, I never feel comfortable. I've never felt comfortable.
It's like a coffee shop for car guys, but for when I moved here, it was the only place I remembered because I was 18. I couldn't go to bars.
It's cool. I just think they're pretentious. I've been drinking coffee for longer than a lot of them have been alive, but you go in there and they'll make you feel bad to order that's the fucking new tangent. That's the shitty part about third wave coffee shops. I won't name names, but third wave coffee shops, it's bruh, I've been drinking coffee since I was 10. So I've got...
That's not good.
Yeah. My growth has been fully stunted. Okay. So I've been drinking, and now you can do the math. I've been drinking coffee for 26 years. Longer than some of you have been alive, but I'll go in and make an order, and they're like, that's not the proper way to order coffee.
Bitch, just take some hot water, pour it through some beans, and put it in a cup.
I get shit all the time from a local coffee shop in my area where they're like, well, if you order the large, it's not the correct ratio. So I've started adding a shot.
I feel like that's a ploy to not give me a cup over 12 ounces. Because that does irritate me where it's how am I paying you $5 for the smallest cup ever invented?
Right.
But if I go to Starbucks, it's $3 and it's a gallon. And they're here you go, you piece of shit.
I was going the same direction with that. Starbucks will do it for me.
Yeah, and it tastes fine. It tastes fine. You know who made coffee before? Gas stations. It was totally fine.
I get gas station coffee. Dude, same artist that
I just need sponsored by Loves at this point.
Yes.
Give me the
And they
thing.
have pretty good coffee too.
Yeah.
Because they do the brews it right there on the spot.
What's funny is like when we were on the road in July, I got so used to eating like the fruit cups that you get at gas stations with like the watermelon and like pineapple mix that when I got home, I bought a watermelon, pineapple, grapes, cantaloupe, and whatever else, strawberries. And I was like, I miss the Love's gas station fruit medley cup, and I need to make it at my house. And now I just have tubs of like fruit cut up like a gas station assortment of fruit in my fridge at all times.
Oh, that's
because
awesome.
I miss going to the gas station in the middle of nowhere.
Bro, so much work to keep up.
I am Middle America.
That's the name of the episode.
I am
Middle
please,
America.
Wesley, write that down. Name one of the files. I am Middle America.
Yeah.
I want that.
That's a
I
great
want
one.
it.
Now, we do got to be getting out of here pretty soon. I know. Goes by so fast, doesn't it? But before we do, we do have one question that we ask every guest. The
Every
only question that we
single
plan.
guest.
All right.
Guess what, jury?
What?
I'm feeling this question tonight.
Oh, you're okay.
I'm feeling
I
it.
don't know if that's good or bad.
We're going
thing.
to go for it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it the right way.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to be subversive or sardonic with it. Referencing a word from earlier.
Wow.
I said the secret word. Pee-wee's Playhouse, anyone?
Vocabulary.
Pee-wee died recently, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Sad.
Huh. I have no connection.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett, too.
Yeah. Let's take a moment to RIP every celebrity who died this past year.
I don't know.
Do we have a
any.
song for that?
Yep, that's me.
You just wanted to
You're
press
probably
this
wondering how I ended up in this situation.
favorite button.
That is my favorite button of all time.
You will find a
Anyway,
reason.
sorry, back to the question.
So we do have one question that we ask every guest.
Okay.
yeah.
If you had to choose,
Oh.
And you do.
Okay.
and you do.
Okay.
Now, the important thing about this question is the answer must not come from here.
And for the audio only listeners, see how quick I was with that?
That was quick.
See, because I'm feeling
A little
it tonight.
over animated, but that's all right. I'll take it.
For the audio only listeners, Wesley, go to the R cam. So
He's got it. He knows what he's doing.
if you're only listening to the audio, you didn't know Wesley to switch to my cam. Our cam, sorry. But you can watch this on Spotify and YouTube. Those are the two platforms that do that. And you can see me pointing at you right now. Go to one of those platforms. Fuck Apple Podcasts, who doesn't do video.
Oh, rip.
For the audio-only listeners, he, jury, is pointing to his head.
The answer must come from here.
Okay.
Same exact people I was just speaking to. Both of these guys right now. Wesley, switch to his camera so they can see that everyone is pointing to their heart.
I do think with my heart, so.
As you should.
Yeah. Because you got broken up on and cheated and shit.
Yeah, it's great.
Wanted to remind you of that right now.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. My shows remind me of that. It's
we
fine.
want you in the emotions.
If you had to choose.
And you do.
And you do. Now, what it actually means coming from your heart and not your head is that I need an answer quickly.
Okay.
I don't want you to think about it.
Okay.
I want the answer to this deep in the depths of your soul.
No thoughts.
And the only way you can know that is if it just comes out and you didn't think.
Okay.
If you had to choose, that is the wrong sound effect.
These are.
It's better though, right?
Am I making it out of this room alive?
Unlikely.
It sounds like it.
If you had to choose.
And you do.
And
have to choose.
you do.
And you
Okay.
do.
What would you say
Okay.
is your favorite kind of turtle?
Oh no, a snapping turtle. I had one when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I found one in the lake and I took it home and I had it for a whole year and I kept it as a pet. And the pet store said, "Yo, you can't do that. That's illegal
And dangerous.
Yeah, it was
Those
really dangerous.
shits are
Well, it was a
dangerous.
little baby. I didn't know. I took it. I was like, "Oh, this is cute." And then we took it to the pet store and I was like, "Which one is this?" And they're like, "You can't have that." And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna fucking have it." And then it tried to bite my finger one day and I let it go behind the river in my house.
Yeah, you're like, and that's enough.
Yeah, but it was my favorite. It was really nice.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
So you didn't love it that much.
Well, he ate it. I did feed him a salamander, and I came home and only the tail was left, and I was like, "I think it's time for you to go." Because if you
was
did
like,
that to this, you are intentionally going to do this to me on one day. So
It's time to move on.
yeah.
Wow, I can't believe you didn't say the turtle that you almost ran over with your lawnmower.
Well, I looked up. I did look up what kind it was. I already
Yeah.
forgot though, because I was like, which turtle is native to Tennessee, and why are they in my backyard? I found 2 of them. I found 2 different ones.
We have snappings here, I think.
It wasn't a snapping. It was like a. Man, if I saw the picture of the shell, I would know. It was like it had like a weird name. I don't remember. It was like a silly turtle name.
Wesley, you can look up Nashville native turtles.
Yeah, Nashville
that
native
sounds
turtles.
silly.
Because I will remember it if I see it.
It's like
Yeah.
I didn't hurt. I mean, I chipped the shell, but I didn't hurt him.
It's fine.
He crawled back into it. It was like on the
Even
edge.
if you did, it wasn't your fault.
No, I
It
I
was
wouldn't have done
completely
on
an
purpose.
accident.
That was like a turtle suicide.
So it had like okay, it was the river cooter.
River cooter.
That's what it was.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I knew it had a funny name.
The
Yeah,
river cooter.
We had somebody on the show recently who referenced the cooter turtle.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it might have been the bog turtle.
Oh, okay. Look, this
They
is
look-
great. You know what we've never
look
had
similar,
before?
yeah.
No one has ever said false map turtle. No one's ever said
Yeah, we do get snapping a lot,
Oh, a cheetah
but
map turtle?
not everyone has a snapping story, which I like. I appreciate that.
I did own one.
That-
I also
that's pretty
owned that
big.
with some anoles. I used to have a lot of lizards when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I had those, yeah.
Oh, I actually wanted to ask you. I noticed your watch has a snake on it.
Yes.
It looks like a California king snake, but why? Like, are you a
So-
snake guy?
No.
You also
so,
have a snake on your arm.
So the snake is just because I like the watch. I think it's a
Okay.
coral snake. My
Hold on,
dude-
you have a snake on both arms.
I do. I like flash tattoos. So this one I got with my friend. He has the other half of the snake. I went to Orlando to film a music video, and I thought it was a stick in the road, and I ran over a snake and I cut it in half.
Oh,
wow.
With my
shit.
car. So he has the other half, and I have this half.
That's cool.
Damn.
That's cool.
Where's the other one? That one was just like a flash thing I saw in a book, and I was like, that looks cool.
What's a flash tattoo?
It's just like a flash tattoo is like when someone has it in they're pre-made basically.
Yeah.
Like a lot of tattoo artists will like make their flash where it's like I could do this. I designed this, I could do it. It's it's predetermined, like whatever. It has
Yeah.
preset pricing.
Yeah.
So like you just go into the shop and you look through the book and you're like, I want that. That's considered flash.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But like I think that might be one of the only flash ones I have. I wish I had more. If it was up to me, I'd be covered. It's just so expensive.
Right.
Tattoos
that
here
a-
are expensive.
Is that a tape cassette on your right bicep there?
It's
or
a
is that-
coffee mug.
Oh, a coffee mug. Okay.
Yeah, I got that from an apprentice. I have an Arby's tattoo on my shin, which is my favorite one.
That's amazing.
It's a beef and cheddar with a dagger through it, and
You
it
just
says
love
we've
beef
got
and
the
cheddars?
meats. No, so
We've got the
Arby's
meats.
put out a flash sheet I think 2018. So Boardman is where the Arby's was invented. Arby's is Youngstown roast beef. So the first Arby's ever was a mile down the street from where I grew up.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's not why I had the tattoo. I just thought it was funny. I made money on Dogecoin. And I was like, that's the only thing I'm supposed to spend it on is this Arby's
I
tattoo.
still got about 5,000 Doge.
I made $300 and I was like, we're done. I was like, I wanted enough to get the tattoo and I was out. So
We just had a guest who also made money on Dogecoin. It was like a similar story.
Huh.
Who did we? I remember these better than you.
We talked to a lot
You
of people.
should,
I don't
because
remember all
you
the time.
Also, you were talking to them about your Doge. Did it just come out? Anyway, whatever.
my friend made like 40
People
grand
be
off
Dogeing.
Doge and he bought cows. He owns cattle in like Arkansas or some stupid shit
Wow.
now.
That's cool.
He had nothing to do with cattle beforehand. It was really fun.
Man.
He's just like,
Yeah.
I've always loved how they have spots.
He just was like, what's the dumbest thing I can figure out?
Well, I've got
You
a
made your money
buddy
dumb, you got to spend it dumb.
Yeah.
who so I stream on Twitch all the time.
Okay.
And mainly Overwatch, but and so I've been on it for a lot of years just for fun, and you meet people, and I met this one guy. We've become good friends now, and he's ex-military, a younger guy, and one day he hits me up and he goes, "Hey, I'm moving to Pakistan to buy a goat farm." This dude lives in Denver, like that's
Probably
what,
this
That's
episode.
a little different than Denver.
I have a feeling he's one of our regular listeners.
I bet he is.
so.
We're
we
good
shout
friends
him
now.
out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, do I shout him
Hype.
out by his real name or his internet name? His internet name is
internet
Let's Go
name.
Get Hype.
Let's go get hype.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks to both of us on
You
the
better
internet.
treat those goats well.
Yeah.
They
Well,
love
so
you.
he moved to Pakistan
that's
and lived there for like a year, raising goats. I was like, what? And then he moved back to Texas.
He couldn't find a state to raise goats in?
Well, apparently he wanted to do it here. But
Okay.
he would always send me pictures, and I was like, oh, you live like royalty out there. He has like armed guards with AKs that follow him around.
Stop.
For
no
goats?
way.
Well, I mean, Pakistan's not the most like.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
You know.
like, is it that lucrative to farm goats
Apparently.
in Pakistan to where you need like?
He's back there now. He came back to. He bought a house in Texas and lived here for like 6 months. He went back to Pakistan again.
I'm not making another record. I'm farming goats. If there's
Right?
that much
Oh,
money in it,
yes.
I'm
It's
doing it.
Dude, I did do I spent like 10 days in India doing a record there with a friend, and it was like 80 rupees to $1.
Yeah,
so
okay.
now 80 rupees doesn't buy you what $80 would buy, even though it's a different
No.
economy. But I do feel like, so me and it was our friend Roger Yeager, who I bring up
Friend
so
of the
much on the
show.
show, friend of the show. Actually, he's texting me right now. By the way, you're now a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Aw.
Anybody who's ever been on the show, we will call you a friend of the show.
Yeah, we
from
always,
now
every time we
on.
reference anybody who's been on, we always call him friend of the show.
But we went. So we would get breakfast every morning at this hotel there, at the hotel restaurant, and it would be like an omelet and I don't know, probably a few other fixings around the omelet, like probably let's say hash browns. A full-on breakfast. And, you'd get several chai teas and maybe a latte and this thing, I can't remember the name of this thing right now, but it was like this, it was like almost like a giant crepe that was this big,
Okay.
Was it like naan?
It's like almost like an Indian crepe. But no toppings, it was just like a breaded thing. I wish I remembered the name. It doesn't matter. The point is, you'd get a full-on restaurant breakfast, the works. You didn't withhold anything. You're just like, you know what? It'd be fun to have one of those. Give me one of those too.
Yeah.
And you'd just have everything you wanted at a restaurant.
The experience.
Yes, and you'd walk away, and it would be like $3.50 a person for your like full-on. I've had everything I wanted meal. So,
Yeah.
India is right next to Pakistan.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're
Very
actually,
similar countries that hate each other.
They do not like each other at
No,
all.
yeah.
And so, they probably don't like that I think they're similar, but you're right next to each other, so you're not that different.
I mean, we're right next to Mexico. We're pretty different.
How are we that different? You're half Mexican.
We've been to Mexico a lot. I'm less than half. We don't know how much.
You are.
My mom was a varying amount of Mexican, so I don't.
You're somewhat Mexican.
I'm a quarter to a half.
And as far as I'm concerned, you're just the same as me, bro.
Yeah. But I didn't grow up in Mexico. We've been to Mexico a lot of times.
Yeah.
I do like Mexico. I used to
Man.
go to Cancun a lot.
Yeah?
And I had like a
Yes.
similar, like I went a few, like probably like 6 years ago was the last time I went. And I went with like $1,000 and I was like, there's no way I tried my hardest to spend it all. Like I did everything I thought I could.
What if I paraglided
we went to like
blind?
one of the we went to Xcaret, which is like a nature park, but also like
yeah.
ancient ruins, and you could snorkel and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And like we did all this stuff. I went with my girlfriend at the time, and like we were just I tried so hard to spend $1,000 and I left with like $400 and I was like, because it's the same thing. It was like the exchange rate was it was like 20 to 1, but
Yeah,
also
it's been-
everything's
yeah,
just
it's been
generally
21 for a long
cheaper there.
time.
Like we went to a dinner where like people sang to us and like did all this stuff and it was $50 for 2 people and I was like, what do you mean?
From everything I hear
I'm
now,
drunk. Even here.
they've wised up quite a bit to that now, I've heard.
Yeah.
And so now they charge American prices.
Yeah,
I'm like, what's the point?
Well, because like a lot of the places from what my grandpa used to have a timeshare, but he also was like on the board of this hotel because he does not know how to just like enjoy stuff. He has to be involved in things.
Yeah.
So like I would go when I was a kid, like every few years, and like when I got older, I learned like, that the hotel jobs there are like really, really sought after because they know that like they get tipped well.
Yeah.
Right.
So things are already cheap and people take advantage of that and then they tip really well inside the hotels. But now, because it's gotten so dangerous, a lot of the hotels have moved to like all inclusives where like they don't really want you to leave. Because
Yeah.
like if you
Bad
go to like
PR for them.
yeah, like the strip of Cancun is fine, but like downtown is like not safe. It's just not safe.
Huh.
But like now that from what I understand, like because they don't want you to leave the hotel and everything's already paid for, like it's not the same as it
Yeah.
used to be where like they expected you to leave and like do things.
Well, the cartels run the whole country. So.
Oh, they have guards on the beach that will like that are on jet skis and stuff with guns
man.
because they know that like the cartel will try to swim up and like sell coke to people on the beach at like family oriented hotels. So like a lot of those hotels are like closing and moving like 2 hours south, like where all the ruins are.
That's so wild.
Because they're just like, we can't control this. This is like so bad.
Well, I'd just like to shout out briefly. We went to Cancun last year for Wesley's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Where I got this tattoo. And anyhow, we went to, I just looked it up real quick. We went to Park Royal Hotel in Cancun. And I just want to say that, speaking of hotel staff, on the day I left and had to go to the airport at 5 in the fucking morning,
That was a mistake.
it wasn't my choice. That's just how airlines do when you do like long international flights like that. And so I had to get up at like 5. Everybody's still asleep. That's the worst. It's like last night of AK. You looked it up by looking at the photo I just gave you. You did? No, I searched it I searched Cancun in my email box. What did you sent me a photo? I don't see it. Anyway, so whatever. I would never have chosen a 5 a.m. flight if I could avoid it. It just happened.
Yeah.
I had to. You're on the last day of vacation. Everybody's like getting to sleep in, and you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and leave with. It sucks. As I'm leaving, we still have like I'm sharing a hotel room with our friend Nathan. But he has a more godly flight later on in the day. And so I'm leaving, and this fucking piece of shit at the front counter of this all-inclusive resort is like, hey, you need turn in your bracelet. So have you done an all-inclusive before?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I've looked into doing it, but I haven't done one yet.
So it's like, I would recommend trying it. It's very different than a normal vacation, but it's fun. But they give you a bracelet that shows that you're part of the hotel. But that bracelet is the same bracelet they give you if you like go to a kid's like Halloween
Just a little
carnival.
snap-on, yeah.
It's a normal ass plastic snap-on bracelet. So I'm getting ready to leave the hotel and I'm trying to make my flight and you know the doorman's getting me the shuttle or whatever. And this girl's like, she's like, you need to turn in your bracelet. And I was like, the bracelet? I threw that shit away. I was done with my trip, right? And they're like, you have to give it to us right now. And I'm trying to leave, but like this was like a little peek into how Mexico does. When you're in Mexico, you're like, this is incredible. But every so often you get a little peek into, okay, it's different here. And this was one of those peaks where I'm like, I would like to go now. You know what? I have paid money to be here. I have finished. I'm done. I'm leaving. I have a shuttle that is waiting for me outside, trying to take me to the airport. I need to go now.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And she's like, no, you cannot leave until you give us that piece of shit plastic bracelet. We're not going to trust you. We're not going to extend like a thanks for spending your money. Feel free to move on. And so the door people are not going to let me leave until I have acquired this plastic bracelet. So instead of just leaving with my shuttle and going to the airport like you would anywhere, I had to go back up, walk down the hall, go up to the 3rd floor, walk again, go to our hotel room, and dig through the trash to find the plastic bracelet to show them. And I mean, the idea is that like the bracelet says you get their unlimited alcohol and all the other things or whatever, so they want that back.
But you're going home.
Right, but
Right.
you're going home. No place in the States ever would require you to turn back in the plastic.
I don't
They'd
even
be
turn
like,
in
"Fuck
hotel
that."
keys. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Oh.
They'd be like, throw it away. Move on with your
Yeah.
life. It's done now.
I had like an opposite experience where like my friend plays drums for this artist and they did like Shaky Knees a few months ago in Atlanta and like they got us in with which they do bracelets. The same thing. They have like the chips in them and they have like the different levels of like, VIP, like gold, platinum, whatever.
Yeah.
And we just had like general admission. And I went with his roommate and me. And I got like one of like, it's not like the highest VIP, but the second highest VIP. And he just got general admission. And I was like, oh, maybe they just like gave me like this band that says whatever, but it's like general admission. So I tested it and I got into like all these
wow.
places and he could not get into any of them. And I'm just like chilling in these lobbies and I'm just like, sorry, bro. The drinks are like free in there and they're like $15 outside.
Oh.
So we like started switching bracelets as we were going in, or like we'd wait until like a band was done and people were like rushing in and out. But it was just like a cheap cloth bracelet. It's like, dude, who fucking cares? Like it doesn't matter. Just throw it away. when you're done.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
a nothing.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
Now we gotta get out of here, but before we do, We gotta let all the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on everything. Again, I'm Starletta.
Everything?
On Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you can stream music.
Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. I'm
Instagram?
on TikTok a lot. I'm on Instagram.
Snapchat?
I don't have Snapchat.
MySpace?
I'm almost 30. It is Starletta Music on all the socials, and Starletta on all the streaming platforms. I just put out a record called Neon Cowboy a couple months ago. I hope you really like it. Songs are really personal, and I had a lot of fun making them, and I hope you enjoy them.
Dude, that was I gotta say, we got an award for the fastest anyone ever said all their
I know.
things.
I couldn't even get my whole joke in that nobody ever appreciates.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
No, you're good. It's so really
if
dumb.
it makes you feel better, his joke is not good.
It's not a good joke.
It's not
Every time
funny.
I just go Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, MySpace,
The first step is
Zynga?
Zynga, Live Journal.
I don't know what any of those things
Yeah, it's because they were
are.
social media in the 90s.
Oh, I was born in 95.
He just goes older and older as it goes.
And no one ever finds it
Yeah.
funny, but I do.
You know what else came out
That's
in
all that matters.
95? The Lion King.
It did.
And I remember being in the theater watching it as a child.
I'm more of a Hercules guy myself.
Yeah,
I
that's
used to have
because
the plates.
you weren't there for 95
plates.
when they first dropped the holding the child
Hercules is
above
great, though.
all the animals. That was life changing.
I do love Elton John. So
same.
Elton John and Prince are like up there for me. So
I did. Doesn't exist out there anymore, but I did an Instagram story the other day. I went and did some karaoke in my studio and just filmed some videos because I was waiting on some shit to bounce in Pro Tools, and I did "Can You Feel the Love Tonight?" And as I was doing it, I just started joking around, and I realized I sound like a worship leader right now because I'm like,
it's all come
I'm
back
like,
to CCM.
Can you feel?
Always does.
Can you feel the love tonight?
Can you
and-
feel the love in this room?
I get to the chorus and I just stopped singing and I'm like, yeah. Pause on that for a second. And I'm like, can you feel that love tonight? And so I put it on Instagram on my stories. It doesn't exist anymore. No one can ever see it. But it was just like, I'm like, Elton John as worship leader I wasn't going for that. It just came out of me. But
Just naturally. It's your natural state of being.
yeah. But we're gonna go out on a song, a Starletta song. This is Neon Cowboy. Anything to say before we depart, Mr. Billy / Starletta?
This is the title track to my record. I really hope you like it. Yeah. I've had a lot of Jack and Coke right now, so my brain is shut off. But yeah, this record is I had a lot of fun making it. It is what I feel like is the best representation of myself, and this song is a really good example of it because it's the title track and it's got a little synth-wave, it's got a little bit of twang in it. So I hope you enjoy it.
Well, as always, guys, thanks for coming to hang out. You guys are awesome, and we'll see y'all next time.
I can't stand this skyline. The more I think about what we're missing out on, the more it kills me. All I see are your eyes, pulling out the drive, leaving this behind for a life without me. Don't know what to do if you're gone. Felt like this for far too long. Am I the only one who feels like this? 1,000 miles without you, I just feel so far away. A bed so cold is all I've known. Still I've got so much to say. So let me say, I still miss those late nights, just me and you, that faded ocean blue. Wish we could go back somewhere still deep in your mind. You want me to, nothing I won't do to make this last. Like a neon cowboy, I'll be headed out west to find how your sun sets without me. In this heartbreak town, I thought that I knew best, but without you here, God, it feels so lonely. 1,000 miles without you, I just feel so far away. A bed so cold is all I've known. Still I've got so much to say. Every lovesick memory, every moment meant to be. Praying your love comes back to me, comes back to me. 'Cause 1,000 miles without you, 1,000 miles without you, I just feel so